Recent studies have uncovered alarming new evidence about the profound effects of ultra-processed foods, UPF, on the brain, revealing that their impact extends far beyond the well-known dangers of weight gain and metabolic disorders. Scientists from the Neurological Institute at McGill University have made a startling discovery. Regular consumption of these foods can actually alter the structure of the brain, particularly in areas responsible for regulating appetite, pleasure, and reward. The findings of their study, published in the journal NPJ Metabolic Health and Disease, provide a clearer understanding of how these foods go beyond simply adding excess calories to our diet. They may be rewiring the brain itself, making it more vulnerable to cravings and compulsive overeating. For years, the harmful effects of ultra-processed foods on physical health have been well documented. These foods, often loaded with added sugars, unhealthy fats, artificial flavorings, and preservatives, are widely known to contribute to obesity, diabetes, and other metabolic diseases. However, the neurological implications of consuming such foods have remained less understood until now. The McGill University study analyzed data from over 33,000 people, looking at their diets, health markers, and brain scans. The results revealed an unsettling correlation. Nearly half of the total calories consumed by participants came from ultra-processed foods, and this was linked not only to physical health issues like increased body fat and abdominal obesity, but also to significant changes in brain function. The study focused particularly on the hypothalamus, a part of the brain that controls hunger and satiety, as well as other regions involved in motivation and the brain's reward systems, such as the amygdala and the nucleus accumbens. These areas are critical in determining how we perceive food and regulate our intake, and they are directly influenced by the consumption of ultra-processed foods. The researchers found that people who consumed more UPFs exhibited higher levels of inflammation and fat, particularly visceral fat, the dangerous type of fat that surrounds vital organs and is linked to a host of chronic conditions. More concerning still, MRI scans revealed inflammatory changes in the hypothalamus and other brain regions associated with the pleasure derived from food, suggesting that the brain's normal regulatory mechanisms were being disrupted. What is especially alarming is that these changes in brain structure were present even after accounting for the participants' weight and inflammation levels. This indicates that the harmful effects of ultra-processed foods are not solely a result of their caloric content or the physical consequences of obesity, but also stem from the food's chemical composition. The additives, preservatives, and combinations of sugars and fats found in UPFs appear to have a direct and lasting impact on the brain's ability to regulate hunger and satisfaction, making it harder for individuals to control their eating habits and avoid unhealthy food choices. Philip Morris, one of the study's authors, explained the significance of these findings. We found that UPFs can disrupt the brain systems responsible for control and pleasure, thereby increasing dependence on these products. This suggests that the more often someone consumes ultra-processed foods, the more their brain becomes wired to crave these foods, leading to a cycle of compulsive eating and dependence. The foods that were originally designed to be convenient, affordable, and appealing are now revealed to have a much darker side, one that potentially fosters long-term changes in the brain that promote food addiction and make it difficult to break free from unhealthy eating habits. The implications of these findings are concerning not only for individuals already struggling with weight issues or metabolic disorders, but also for the general population. If ultra-processed foods are indeed capable of altering the brain's reward systems in such a profound way, the effects may extend beyond overeating and lead to more severe neurological consequences. The long-term consumption of UPFs could contribute to cognitive decline, mood disorders, and even the development of neurodegenerative diseases, as the brain's ability to regulate pleasure and hunger becomes increasingly impaired. Furthermore, the study raises important questions about the food industry and the widespread availability of ultra-processed products. The convenience, low cost, and taste appeal of these foods have made them staples in the modern diet, but the growing evidence of their neurological impact should serve as a call to action. As more and more people become dependent on these foods, it is likely that society will see a rise in both physical and mental health issues, exacerbating the already burdensome impact of poor diets on public health. While the study is still ongoing, with future experiments aimed at identifying which specific components of UPFs, whether it's the high-calorie content, chemical additives, or the combination of sugars and fats, are most responsible for these brain changes, the early findings are already clear. The consumption of ultra-processed foods is not just damaging to our waistlines, it is actively rewiring the brain, making us more susceptible to cravings and reinforcing unhealthy eating patterns. This study highlights the urgent need to rethink our dietary habits, not just in terms of calorie intake, but also with regard to the long-term effects on our brain health and well-being. As the research continues, it is hoped that better alternatives and strategies will be developed to help reduce the consumption of these harmful foods and mitigate their impact on our brain and body. In conclusion, while ultra-processed foods may offer convenience and instant gratification, their long-term effects on the brain could be far more damaging than previously realized. The changes to brain structure and function caused by these foods create a dangerous cycle of overeating and dependence that is difficult to escape. As we continue to consume these products at an alarming rate, it is essential to recognize the broader consequences of our dietary choices, not just for our physical health, but also for our mental and neurological well-being.